Hi, my name's Helen. I first started as a volunteer, and then I've got a twin sister, so the two of us, we worked as nursing assistants. We came as nursing assistants when it first opened. Then I left, and then I came back as a volunteer, and I've been a volunteer since.
My name's Jill Graham, and this is actually me. I was the little girl that opened Willow Burn back 35 years ago, I've been told. And I used to come along with my mum, Brenda, and we used to volunteer. We used to pick day patients up, and I used to spend my whole day here before I started school.
My name's Brenda, and I was a volunteer at Willow Burn from the very beginning. Maureen Brown, the Macmillan nurse, was looking for volunteers when the day centre was just ready to open, and we were in from the start and just continued from there.
So on the day of the opening, it was a very grand affair. We were all sent these wonderful invitations prior to the event, all very exciting, and we came down here. There was a red carpet. There was a beautiful plaque on the wall that was covered by this velvet curtain that had a big gold pulley lever on it. And the Duchess came in, and it was just, she was so elegant and graceful. Dr. Heslock was there. I was given a lovely bouquet by Anne Johnson to present to the Duchess. And I went out, and there was lots of photographers around, and I presented her with this little posy, and she sort of prepped down because I was only 5, so I imagine it was like meeting a movie star. She gave me one of the flowers out, which I kept, didn't I, all day, walking around the unit, showing everybody and things. And it was like a party. Everyone was in party dresses. You had to put your best dress on, and it was just a really lovely celebration of what these ladies and the two ladies' visions of what they wanted had become.
I support Willow Burn all the time. I think the main thing is because it's local. That's kind of the first thing. That's how we got involved in the beginning, because it was local. I don't do any voluntary work at the minute, but that's a possibility in the future. And I do donations instead of Christmas cards. I donate to Willow Burn and frequent the coffee shop, and just anything, you know, that I would be prepared to do anything that anybody asked.
I can continue to support Willow Burn by volunteering on a Wednesday. I work in the cafe, and we're a close-knit family in the cafe. Everybody works with the same people on a Wednesday. So we know we've got our own jobs to do, and we're doing this, and it's very, very busy and successful. So that's how I contribute at the minute. But also, like Brenda, I support in any way I can. I do a lot of crafts, help out for the Christmas fair, and just try and help out as much as I can. I do that because I just feel we need a hospice in this area. We've got so many people that suffer from cancer that we need a place where people can go and feel at home, and that's what everybody does that walks through this door. Feels as if they're welcomed and cared for.
So my original role at Willow Burn was just to tear around basically and keep the place lively. But then over the years I've frequented charity shops frequently. I love a bargain. I come down to the cafe and have lunch, coffees with friends. But then the opportunity came for me in 2017. I am a keen runner. And through the power of social media, I found out Willow Burn had took the plunge and bought a London Marathon place, which had, unfortunately, when they buy charity places, they have a price tag for yourselves, and you were looking for somebody who was willing to take on the challenge of running the marathon and raising as much as possible for this wonderful place. So I got in touch. I was called the Willow Burn One. There were social media campaigns, and we raised nearly £5,000, and I ran London Marathon. I came down, I had my wonderful Willow Burn vest on, which were green at the time, and I had my medal. I came down and I had lunch with who was the director at the time, and we just it was just wonderful because, like my mum and Helen have both said, places need a hospice. There are so many people who are leaving this world early than they should be, and having somewhere like this where you can come with your family and make memories in your final months, weeks, days of your life is so important. So important. And the only way it keeps going is because people raise money and fundraise and give their time and energy, because it's such a good place to have.
It's always such an easy place to work, wasn't it? Because the volunteers were like a family, you know, and nobody ever minded what they did. You know, you all had your certain jobs, but if somebody needed help doing something else, nobody ever minded what they were asked to do or anything.
No.
And Anne Johnson always looked after the volunteers. You know, she really appreciated what we did at the time, but she did look after us, and we were always close to the patients as well.
Definitely.
You know, even though they were really poorly, and as I say, I got to know them quite well just driving on a one-to-one, you know. And they were always really nice to Jill, because she was only like 4 at the time, and she used to come with me to take them home.
And I think having young children as well running around, because I used to bring my grandchildren as well, and people forget that you need little ones because they enjoyed having the company of like Jill and my grandchildren, because it was part of life.
You coloured in, you did jigsaw puzzles and things like that, and as children we're not afraid of what, like somebody taking their wig off and going chemotherapy. It didn't frighten us. We didn't look at people any differently because you're 4, you don't look at anybody any differently.
We used
We
to,
used to get lots of sweets and cake as well.
we did. We used to, Christmas time, have the infant schools come, and they all used to sit round, and all the inpatients used to love it because they used to sing Away in a Manger, and you could see that they were so involved in it, and you could see a little tear and think, this is what it's all about.
I think the one word I would describe Willow Burn to be is peaceful.
The one word I would describe Willow Burn is warmth.
The one word I would use to describe Willow Burn would be invaluable. Willow Burn Hospice, 35 years of treasuring lives.